hit on something that really struck me. You say establish that you're equal before you prove that you're different. And it
Yes.
make and you gave an example of the kid in school from Connecticut who,
Yeah. Mike
American
Lillis was
realtor,
his
this, that.
name.
Yeah, and he ended up sitting by himself at lunch. I totally can relate to that, and I'll put it in my context where you get a new employee and they say, well, at XYZ Movers, we did it this way. And after a while you go, well, if it was so great at XYZ Movers, why did you leave? Why did you get fired? Freaking go back, right?
Right.
So I totally understood the thing, but what I'm struggling with is how do you, in a sales call, establish that you're equal before you show them that you're different? Because if you're bucking against the incumbent and you start saying, well, we do that too. We're just like them. Well, then they're thinking, well, why did I call you? I just go back to the incumbent.
So how, and the answer is a lot simpler than you might think, but a lot harder to arrive at, because the answer is this. By the way, in the Mike Lillis analogy, so this kid came, I grew up in Boulder, Colorado. This kid came from Connecticut. Everything out of his mouth for like the first 6 months that he lived there was, in Connecticut, it's different. In Connecticut, we call milkshakes fraps. In Connecticut, every kid has rollerblades and you guys don't even know those are invented yet. And we were all like, just shut up about Connecticut, right? Make yourself equal. Man, I love it. I love living here. Man, aren't the mountains great? This is so cool that we can go to the Boulder Reservoir and swim. I love being here. This is great. I love all the same stuff you guys do. Hey, when you drink, is it a milkshake or a frap? Right? Establish all the common things that you're equal first before you say you're different, or then you're just the different person. You're just the weird kid and you sit by yourself at lunch. If we just start conversations going, hey, I'm different than the competition for this, this, and this, it's not constructive. We seem braggadocious. So the answer, Larry, is in this. How we establish that we're equal is we don't even talk about the competition. We don't even talk about ourselves. We talk about their current situation and where they want to go. Now, if they preemptively bring up, well, our current relationship with XYZ or ABC, we're on month-to-month billing or whatever it is. Do you guys have month-to-month billing? Before you establish that you're equal, yes, we do. When you say month-to-month billing, can you give me a specific example of what you have set up right now and why that's important to you? And allow them to talk, because sometimes they'll be like, we hate the month-to-month billing. We want to lock in on a longer contract and get better pricing, right? Like, let them talk more. And then if they're like, hey, I need to have this particular feature, that's what we have with the competition. We hate everything else about them, but we got to have the way their billing is set up. You've unpacked it. And if you have it, great. Once you truly understand, man, it sounds like that's really important to you. What else is important to you? Find out the other stuff and then say, hey, in terms of the month-to-month billing, we're able to have that unchanged like you have right now. But then also the three things in terms of those reporting that you're not getting, I believe based on everything you told me, we're also able to go above and beyond and get you that. Does it make sense for us to move forward, getting your people on the software, or us, in your case, us helping you with this project? We want to steer clear of, here's the competition, here's us. It's not a science fair, right? We want to turn this more into like a visit to the therapist than here's my booth, here's their booth. There's trade shows for that, right? So when they're like, how are you different than the competition? In terms of being different from the competition, can you give me a specific example of what you were hoping to see? Yeah, we have some problems with our billing. When you say you've got some problems with your billing, can you give me a specific example, right? And just have them talk. That's how we establish that we're equal, is we allow them to talk as long as possible before we jump into an answer. If you like this video, I got you. I'm going to hook you up. Click the link in my bio. I'm going to give you the closing mini masterclass. It's normally $300. I'm going to pay for everything. You're going to close a lot more business. You're going to make a lot more money. You're going to have a lot more fun. And you're going to be like, Matt Easton changed my life. And I'm going to be like, yes, I did. Did we just become best friends? And you're going to say, yes, we did. And then you and I are going to be best friends, and it'll be great. So click the link in my bio so we can be friends and you can close more business, and I'll cover all the cost. See you there.